Buluminaga, Fiji, as we bring the live coverage of the games that we've been waiting for, and that is creating history once again here in Fiji. It would be the first semi-finals on the tennis-side tournament for the women in Fiji, and of course here at the NZ Stadium we have the two teams of Suva and Nadi. Right on your screen on my right-hand side towards the Corpus Christi College, you would be seeing in jersey almost red and blue in color. That would be the Nadi team, and right in the center of the field is the Suva team. Looking at the Nadi team, they went through their drills earlier on, and they've concentrated up on the forwards. And of course, for the Nadi side, as I've said, they'll be defending the Laudal end of the ground, while Suva will be defending the city end of this ANZ Stadium. They've taken the field of play and Suva ready. They're still waiting for the ball. Looking quickly at Suva, we have Akishi, Rambuli Masei, Luisa Raikima, Taveita Roati, and Talida Bondo. Laisa Tanga, Veronica Ratu, Rusila Tamoi, Sharima Launingeli, Melania Valekuta, and Lide Ratu Maitavuki. We will await the confirmation of the ball coming in right now, and we are ready to roll for the second semi-final, because the first one will be between Malolo versus Namosi at Lawanga Park, also at 11:30 this morning. This would be the second one. Veronica Ratu leaves it out. Nadi waiting for that ball, collecting it beautifully, leaves it behind. Quick hands coming in there from Nadi. They were able to recycle that ball, cutting back right in. Almost no support there. But they've gone in for ruck, just 5 away from their own 10-meter mark. They're still inside their territory to try to use their forwards. As we have seen in the drill during the warm-up, they keep it tight. Nadi doing well. Kini Matakanda and Torika Samo walking together, and a knock backwards there, actually forward, but the referee has called them back. A knock forward there from Suva, quite eager to go against the Nadi side. There you have just 5 away from Nandi's own 22-meter mark, 35 away from the terrace side of the field of play. Suva showing signs of the speed that they have, as we have the like of Rusila Tamoy and Serema Leoningeli. Those that would be very hard to control playing at halfback there would be Melania Valekuta. It's Alisi Komaitai in jersey number 12. Ernavula Elivama feeds it in, comes right out. Not a good pass and knocking it forward, creating a havoc out from it. Unforced error it is. And they'll have the advantage to the Suva side. Of course, the scrum has been awarded, and Kelera Ngulevu losing her focus at that point in time, not concentrating on the pass that went floating in front of her, dropping that ball, and now Suva inching their way towards the try line for the Nadi side. 12 away from Nandi's own try line, 22 from the Grandson side of the field of play. Out it goes. Suva struggling in terms of forwards, almost losing that ball. Out it comes once again. Alisi Komatai doing it well, cutting back right in, trying to break the Nandi defense. Suva able to recycle that right on the 22-meter mark, and Nandi rushing forward. And a forward pass it is. Advantage to Nandi, leaving that ball behind, and in it goes. Nandi been called back for a forward pass, and advantage been given there to Nadi. A scrum it would be 16 away from the terrace side of the field of play, 2 outside their own 22-meter mark. Suva needs to coordinate their move. They seem to have the speed, but Nadi countering that really well, keeping the thick of things up in the forwards with the like of Seringalo, a heavyweight up front. A scrum it would be. A meter outside Nadi's own 22-meter mark, and to put it in is Ernabula Ilivama, out it comes. Looks for the first 5-8, not a good kick as well from Lanieta Nambete, picked up there from Suva. They recycle it. Nobody to collect that ball. Out it comes once again, showing the experience that she's got there. Cosita Rabato leaves it behind. Recycled beautifully again by Suva. And miss out Damitis and able to offload. Now they'll walk on the flanks. Out it goes Suva. Suva right on the corner. Is targeting on the corner. Cuts back right in. Able to cut back from one. Two players almost rolling over to the try line. Hands extended there by the referee. An advantage for a high tackle, and a quick restart once again, looking for options to find and dropping that ball forward. Being towed up there by Nadi over the 22-meter mark. It's a foot race. Nadi coming in quickly, and Nadi, there's nobody in front of her. She picks it up. It will be just like a seven-side tournament, and Nadi rolling in with the first try there, as we have Litiana Andivola was going in for their first try, and Luciana Andivola, it was a total and unforced error there from Suva, but it was the speed that I thought it was with Suva. It's actually with the Nandi side, and being unmatched there at that point in time. As you can see, she just came in, told the ball and picked it up and showed the stride that he had. Nobody else in front of her, and supported well there by Andy Taraivini as she goes right between the post. First try there in the first 5 minutes. As we have Nandi leading by 5 points to nil. We have the reserves awaiting their turn as well. The conversion has been successful, and from then on it's Nandi leading at 7 points to nil to begin the game once again right at midfield. It will be Nandi to have the honors of kicking off. Lanieta Nambete overcooked that one at that point in time a few minutes ago, as we have Lanieta Nambete. What a signal that would have been. Calls everybody back. Out it comes, a long raking kick it is, but beautifully caught there from Suva. Cuts back right in, able to make the way out from it. Suva bumping off from one tackler. Good tackle there from Seringalo. They recycle it once again. They're waiting. A ball watching it is Nandi, and a good run there from a reserve player who've taken the field of play. Out they go towards the terror side of the field of play. It's a noble lap right on the far end. Would it be a cut-out pass? It's a man, actually a woman to woman, I would say, as out they come once again. A good run it is. It was a good tackle as well. And slowing that ball down, covering across in defense is Andy Travini. And running hard. Suva playing more like a unit now. And the individual brilliance of each player is trying to show, as we have the halfback, a beautiful throw again there from Alisi Komatai. She cuts back right in. A hard run it is, floating that ball back. Advantage to Suva, as Suva comes right in. A late tackle once again and heavy dump, as we have Suva right on to the corner there. Just need to get that jersey number as she comes around, and she has been working out, but actually came in as a replacement player, as we have Suva closing the gap by 5 points to 7. As I've said, they've got the speed on the flanks, and definitely that speed has paid off, as we see the recycling there from Alisi Komatai, who has been distributing well. And now it goes as a good throw there. 2 more to go, but they just couldn't match the speed of this young lass as she goes around the post. Right between it is, and definitely as we await for the kick, it goes, and the flag goes up as well. It was Torika Lesavua, and Torika Lesavua has brought the teams into level terms, as both teams as they are level at 7 points all. Suva took time for them to settle down, but definitely with what they are doing right now, they are showing that they actually they're showing that they understand the rule of the game, and Nandi kicking it away, kicking possession away as well, and playing as a unit there. leaving that ball behind to be recycled once again. And here it goes. Suva, very aggressive on the ruck area. Out it comes, a floating pass it is to the try scorer there, and ball being ripped up from her. It was Chichiana Sauto, but it was advantage there to Suva as they come out far and on the terrace side of the field of play, and another high tackle it is, and slam dunked onto the ground. The referee playing advantage once again. Suva picks it up. They look for options, and beautiful tackle it is, but the referee is playing advantage to the Suva side. They walk on the midfield once again, trying to burst through Suva. Good support from the supporting runners there. Floating pass it is. It's a one-on-one once again. Will she have the speed? She goes around, but the tackle actually goes around her foot and picked up beautifully again by Suva. Able to offload on that occasion. A rush it is as the referee penalizing, giving an advantage there to Nadi, to Suva of the tackle from Nadi. And out it goes once again, and that would have been a piece of cake right on the corner flag as Suva extends the lead once again to 12 points to 7. There is Rusila Tamoi, the experience that she has, the speed and the agility, was able to cut out from the rest and definitely running towards the flank, and they have extended their lead to 12 points to 7. Rusila Tamoi, a good strike it is, doesn't have the distance, neither the accuracy, as Suva leads by 12 points to 7. There it goes. It was just good enough, and the defense line for Suva cutting for Nadi, Kini Matakanda, ball watching at that point in time was not too quick to cover up the attack from Suva, as Suva extends the lead to 12 points to 5. Out it comes, and Nadi walking out well, and we have Andi Taraivini once again, and being kicked up front, advantage to Suva. The referee calls them back. Playing loose rugby, the Nadi side could not control the ball, as we have Laisa Tanga waiting for the ball to restart the game once again. Luisa Tanga weighs the options. She's looking towards the grandstand side of the field of play, finding the gap and running through once again the big forwards from Suva. Tamoi, Tanga. A good fend of it is, gain about 3 meters on that occasion, leaves the ball behind. Tamoi, a floating pass it is, but Tanga walking out well and leaving that ball behind. Good counteracting there from Nadi, but securing the ball once again is Suva. A big overlap right on the terrace side of the field of play, cuts right back. And a good pass it is. Does she have the speed? No, she's been caught there with the ball and dumped heavily onto the ground. They try to recycle a good still there from Nadi, but the referee has called them back, and very unfortunate for Ilimanawai in jersey number 15 being penalized on that occasion. 5 away from the try line. It's a show and a throw and a bulldozing run as well from Suva, and actually being picked up there by Nadi and intercepted by Suva once again. It's been a tit for tat for the two teams. They leave the ball behind and recycle it is. Not a good pass, a floating one it is, but good enough to be offloaded right on the front on the far end. And does he have the speed? Yes, she does. It's like the bars, and of course Bas Tuisova, and they've gone in for another try. It is Nyoni Rangisa who has gone in and extended Suva's lead once again as they go in 17 points to 7. That is being distracted on that occasion, as we have Nyoni Rangisa playing a grand game, showing that she has the bulk, but of course the gas as well, to extend Suva's lead once again, leading now by 17 points to 7. Rusila Tamoi to try and add the extras. She has been very quick in delivery. Individual brilliance it has been. But again, it is just too good for Suva, when the glimpses of teamwork have provided the extra man on the find for those on the flanks to be able to go in and score the tries. The score remains Suva leads by 17 points to 7. As we see on the screen there, replay it is a mismatch, I would say. Complaining for trip foot there, Aseringalo, as we have another restart. And knocking it back, but collected beautifully again from Nadi. Oh, there was a good one, and waiting for it. They look for options, not a good one. It's a one-on-one. Nadi comes out. Fights her way through, rolls away from one, and Torika Lesavua leaving that ball behind to be recycled there by Maureen Duaka. Out it goes. Cuts loose from one, the second, Maureen Dingongo. Goes in, nobody coming in for that ruck and holding on to that ball. Good understanding of the rules from the Suva ladies. Out it goes once again, and very unfortunate error on that one, but an offside as Nadi being penalized once again. They've brought in the much faster and lighter players, the Suva team, and of course that would add a lot of speed as we have Tamoy looking for the safety of the touchline as Torika Semo comes across at the line out at this point in time, right on the 22-meter mark. Good day for rugby down here at the NZ Stadium, and definitely the big clash would be in the afternoon, and that would be the Nandronga, actually it's the Suva versus Namosi in the senior team at 3 p.m. Out it comes, beautiful unit there from Suva, long pass it is, collected beautifully by Tamoi, and coming out hard, a good hit it is, a floating pass, and cutting right back in. Oh, there was a beauty, found the gap, leaves the ball behind, but a good ruck there from Nadi, and the referee playing advantage to Suva. Out it comes once again, waiting for that ball. Out it goes. New play on the field of play. It's a one-on-one, and a good fan it is. Finds his supporting runners and overlap on the far side, but miscommunication. Good defense there from Nadi, but it's taking more than one to take one Suva player down as we have Tamoy. And it's a piece of cake right on the far end. And despite the hard hit there from Andibola Litiana, couldn't deter the determination of the Suva player in the form of Serima Leoningila. Serima Leoningila extending the lead once again. It's now 22 points to 7, and 22 points to 7 it is as she has gone in almost over the corner flag on the grandstand side of the field of play. Tamoy has been given the honors once again. Her players are making it difficult for her to kick from the corner side, but what matters most is that they're putting in the points required as they have a very handsome lead of 22 points to 7. Not a good strike it is, almost like a banana kick, having right back to the 22-meter mark as Suva waits once again. There it is. It was Serima Leoningila who had gone in despite a heavy attention there from Litiana Andibola. Back on the field of play is Alisi Komaitai. And we have an injured Suva player on the ground as the medics attend to her right on that terrace side of the field of play. While we await for that, let's see the replay once again. A good floating pass it is, just drawing in the player, and nobody right in front as the bulky form of Serima Leoningila coming in and being hit hard there by Ernabula Ilivema, but it was a bit too late as Serima Leoningila extended the leads of Suva once again to 22 points to 7. Ready to restart the game once again, Suva side. We have gone 19 minutes in our unofficial time, and they are piling in as many points as they can afford. We have the reserves on the bench, and definitely Kunumbuli, their coach, calculating the moves and determining the replacement players to come in. And she'll be a bit worried with the severity of the injury being sustained by one of her players. There you have Nadi players. Nandi, it's Ilimano Y. Ilimano Y right on the far end, former student of Ba Provincial Freebird Institute, was introduced to rugby, but unfortunately at that time Fiji Secondary School was not ready to entertain rugby for the ladies, and it's good to see young budding players coming up. It must have been a head injury, head clash it is, as we have the Nadi team ready for action. Wasemada Kurudakin, JC number 5, as we have Suva to restart the game in the form of Melanie Valekuta. Ilimanowai trying to threaten his counterpart from Suva, as we have Marin Duaka with a headband. And ready for restart. There's been a stoppage of play for this game. Out it comes. It is a high kick and a good one as well. And almost losing that ball on the other side, able to collect it and leave it behind for recycling. Counter-rucking there from Suva. Bit too slow in their delivery, giving time for the Suva side to actually come up in defense. And that's just, they've thought and kicked the ball right to the far end. Nandi awaiting Tamoe. Cuts out from 1. Throws a dummy, runs away from 2, and Tamoe cuts back right in. A good run it is, as we have the supporting players. A loose pass it is. Remember, Nandi actually scored from this occasion. A dummy once again, and Suva looking for support. Waste the support runner. There it is, a beautiful run from Suva, and playing a grand role there, distributing the ball as well, as we have the Suva players right over the halfway mid mark. Good handling as well, and setting it right on the far end. It's a one-on-one. Y comes in, and a good tackle as well, leaving the ball behind. A good recycling there from the Suva side. They wait for one another. Out they comes to the inside of the field of play, and cutting back right in. A good one it is, and fending off the play there in the form of Torika Leosavu. And that was a good run from Laisatanga. And Laisatanga, once again, adding the extra points as they lead by 27 points to 7. There it is. Just finding the gaps and coming in angles. And Torika Lesavua couldn't do much but being left sprawling on the ground. The experience of Laisatanga too much for this Nandi side. Can now the kick from Suva in the form of Tamoi. A good one it is, and definitely that extends the lead to 30 points to 7. Nandi been totally blown away there from Suva. As you can see the recycle, they were able to wait and maintain their momentum, drawing in the player, finding the gap, and Tanga cutting back right in and fending off Torika Lesavua, as we have Melanie Valekuta to restart the game once again. Valekuta, a good kick it is. Nandi Coming back right in, a floating pass and fending it off, leaving that ball behind. Good one-on-one defense there as we have the Nadi players trying to find options and losing that ball backwards. What does the referee say? It's being reclaimed there by Suva. Counter-racking from Nadi once again as we have Goro. It actually been given to Suva there as we have Serui Tawa being penalized on that occasion. Tamoi looking for the safety of the touchline. Good kick it is, and they'll have a line out just two inside Nadi's own 22-meter mark. Comfortable it is 30 points to 7. Nadi being totally blown away after leading in the first few minutes 7 points to 0, now being totally smothered by this good Suva side. Out they go and missing that line out once again, but it was not a straight one and being called back. They'll have a scrum, but it will be half-time at this point in time, and Suva in a very commanding lead, 30 points to 7 it is. Nadi still have to work hard, and we'll have a break at this point in time as we return you to the studio in Suva. There goes, we are back into the second half, and it is Suva who's having a very comfortable lead at 30 points to 7. Suva is now defending the Corpus Christi end of the ground, while Nadi defending the Lauderdale Bay of the ground. It has been a very good communication down with the Suva team, and they coordinated as a team, and that has resulted in such a huge score of 30 points to 7. They've gone back to Lanieta Nambete to restart the game for the Nadi side. Did not do a good clearance and almost cost them a try in the earlier stages, but we have the Suva side waiting for the ball. A long raking kick it is. They've left it bound, and Tamuea comes right across. Look for options and floated it right on the far end. It's a stand starter as we have Noai claiming that ball, but has been knocked forward when she came in as Ilman Wai have been called back. They anticipated that move well, but unfortunately the ball did not stick on her hands as we see the replay. Tamuea coming quite good in that run, and actually losing that ball was Wai when she had gone in. Scrum it would be, playing it out back now, Historica Lesavua from Nadi, and they had to reset the scrum once again. Luisa Raikuna of Suva and Jesse number 2 facing the full brunt of Maureen Duaka as they'll go back straight in for another scrum. Raikuna has been playing a grand game, quite agile, as we have not out from the back foot there and losing that ball forward once again. Advantage to Nadi as Nadi will come in for a attacking scrum just a meter into Suva zone 22-meter mark. Suva, much better team at this point in time in terms of coordination and working as a unit. They've got some very good individual players, but they are feeding on each other's brilliance to work as a team. In it goes, and very slow on that occasion, standing flat as well. One-on-one tackle it is, going on for that ball. Nadi still working hard and actually floating that ball across. Kenny Matakanda trying to run away from one, cuts away from the second, finds a gap and slides right through, and not just there. It is actually Ilimano Wai, as you can see there, the former Bar Provincial Freebird Institute student, showing the skills that she has, and definitely she had the speed and the vision as well. As you can see in the replay, it was from nothing, cutting right across was Torika. She cut back right in and found the gap. Good sidestepping skills and the speed that she has as she cuts away from everybody and had gone right in for their second try, and the conversion successful as now they trail by 14 points to 30. 14 points to 30 it is. A young, confident player she is, and definitely they just need to find space for her, and she'll definitely bend the tracks down here as we have Nadi Lanieta Nambete to restart once again. The young Sang hero is Talida Vondo of Suva. She's been coordinating well in jersey number 4, coming in as captain as well. Out it goes, raking kick it is, as we have the Suva players cutting back right in, and a good run by Akisi Rambuli Masei, leaving that ball behind, as we have Marin Duaka walking hard, but it's out to the Suva side. It's a full race, right on the fire, and a good tackle it is, and grabbed there, leaving that ball behind. Advantage to Suva, as Suva collects, cuts back right in, taking 2-3 players together with her, as Suva comes in, a good aggressive form of ruck, and out it goes once again. Is there an overlap right on the fire, and she cuts back right in. A good understanding it is. It's Melanie Valcota who had sidestepped everybody and has gone in right between the posts, as I've said. Talida Vondo very close to her. She's an unsung hero, the captain, but on this case it is Melanie Valcota showing the speed and the power that she has. As you can see, it floated right in and almost had nothing to her name before she found that gap, and cutting back right in, pushing back the would-be tackling from Novai before going straight in, as you have Talida Vondo supporting her right there. So they've extended the lead once again. It's 37 points to 14. Suva seems to have the answers every time Nadi comes back at them, as they have a very comfortable lead of 37 points to 14. Melanie Valcota, a very good player. She also has the kicking duties to restart, and a good one it is. Knocking it forward, the Nadi side. Unforced error once again from their playmaker, Lanieta Nambete. Marin Dingongo trying to come in there and calm the nerves down. But up front, Lavenietinai has taken the field of play, as we have Tamoy, Rusila Tamoy with the ball playing at halfback. 2 meters away from Nadi's own 22-meter marker, 16 away from the grandstand side of the field of play. Tamoy comes out, a good pass it is. They are looking for Valenikota, and she floats across and sets it alight right on the fire, and a good tackle it is. And Nadi walking hard, they've claimed that. Out comes Nadi. Nadi, can she offload? She does quite well, but the referee has blown that whistle. I think it has been a forward pass. Very unfortunate for Litiana Andivola, who came in to support that running play of Andy Taravini, and they've been called back for a scrum, just 5 away from their own 22-meter marker towards the third side of the field of play. Seringalo back in the field of play. Our subs coming quite quick, and the Nadi team with a big power push there, and the referee has given it back to the Suva side. Tawaita Roati needs to work together with her front row. Down they go once again. Standing flat, the Nadi defense. Just look at the weather that we have down here in Suva. Definitely, it will be a cracker between Suva versus Namosi under 20 at 1 p.m. before Suva takes on Namosi at 3 p.m. at the ANZ Stadium. Priscilla Tamoy puts it in, but Nandi, and the ball comes out loose, and the referee has blown that once again for the hand in the rack. Out it goes once again. A loose pass it is. Missing out Valeni Vakota as well. Coming back right in and offloading well from Tamoy as Melania Valekuta. But the referee has called them back. Melania Valekuta losing that ball, and Litiana Andivolo jumping quite fast to pick it up, but being caught overside, and a yellow card it is, as I think, just looking at the replay there, it's a deliberate knock on there, and she knew what she did. That's why she was given a yellow card and a penalty being given to Suva. Out it comes. Is it a set move? Looking for that gap and running hard is Luisa Raikuna, throwing the dummy, but Tamoy picks it up from the base of the rack. They go towards the terror side of the field of play. Nandi not buying that dummy pass from Suva. Tamoy, out it goes once again. A floating pass. Watch out for this young lady, that she has the speed, she knows it's a mismatch, and out she goes. And Luisa Raikuna, it's not Luisa Raikuna, but Marindingong of Nandi couldn't do anything but watch Melania Valekuta racing away and extending the leads once again to 42 points to 14. 42 points to 14. As you can see there, floating pass it is. Vakota measured them well and knew that she had the speed. A mismatch it was, and Melania Valekuta had gone in for the try as they extend the lead once again to 42 points to 14. Tamoy, can she add the extras? She's been doing this for quite some time. A kicking practice it would be for her, as tries after tries has been piled against this Nadi side. Not fortunate again on that occasion, as Suva leads by 42 points to 7. It's Melania Valekuta going in and extending Suva's lead once again. We've gone 10 minutes into the second half, another 10 to go, and now unofficial time as we have Melania Valekuta to restart the game. A good one it is, as we have the bulking form of Seringalo. Kicking the ball once again is the Nandi side, giving possession away, as we have Tamoy toying away with the oppositions. Out it comes. A good run it is, and can she offload? And she does it beautifully, and cutting back right in. Is there any support? Yes, it is. And picking it up and able to recycle that the Suva side. Oh, they've been playing in as a unit. As you have Tamoy, out it comes once again. The player that I've named, Bastu Isova in jersey number 11, that would be Serua Yatawa. Actually, it's Akosita Rabato, as we have Lavenia Tinai running in and leaving that ball behind Tamoy. Very good in the distribution, giving all the opportunities to everybody. Can she find the try line? And she does it beautifully. And there was a beauty from, would I say, it's Lysa Tanga once again. And Lysa Tanga would have taken the lead now to 47 points to 14. Lysa Tanga dragged two players with her to go quite closer to the post, as we have Suva leading by 47 points to 14. Tamoy, this would be a much easier kick for her. She's been doing a lot of distribution and definitely very good in it, in controlling the game, as the flags goes up once again as they extend the lead to 49 points to 14. It's a whitewash here at the stadium, as we have Tanga, very skillful footwork as well, finding the gap and dragging the two Nadi players with her towards the try line, as they extended the lead once again with their conversion to 49 points to 14. Valekuta, Melania, Nandi can only wait and count on the time as Suva continues to build on the points. A good kick it is, and dropping that ball behind it is is Goro, and they're kicking the ball once again. They're just giving it to Suva, and Tamoy finds the gap, throws it out. Tanga looks for options, comes back towards the Granstead side of the field of play, holding things up, and a good rock there from Suva as Tanga plays his half back, as we have Joanna Soto, and out it goes. The Bass right on the line, cuts back right in. The Bass goes straight in, and would we have the speed? Yes, she has the speed. And the Bass goes in for her second try. It is Akusita Ravato who has gone in for her second try, extending the lead of the Suva side. Now it would be 54 points to 14. 54 points to 14. The Bass, knowing that Nadi was coming in quite tired, held on to the ball, and her momentum was just good enough as Tamoy goes in for another try to add the extra points from the Granstead side of the field of play. This has never been a strongest point, but nevertheless, it's Suva who's leading by 54 points to 14. 5 more minutes now, unofficial time. I almost said it was Filo Tuiroro who was running down with the bill that Akusita has, but of course Akusita coming out hard. It's now on the pride that the Nadi side playing with. It's a stand starter, and they're coming back right in. They're calling for that ball, and there's no ruck being from as Suva goes in to reclaim that. And a quick tap it is. They found their rhythm, and they found the gap, and she leads by example, the captain in the form of Tali Damondo, and that would call for a yellow card for that high tackle. And as it is, the referee has to call them back. Unfortunate for that one. That would be the second yellow card for the Nadi side for that high tackle, but they knew the need, and that's what Talida Mondo did. She found the gap and walked her way through, as we have Chochiana Soto to support her. Out comes Luisa Raikuna, cuts back right in, well supported there by Chochiana Soto, leaving that ball behind. The Bass once again cuts back right in, takes two with her, leaves it behind and popping that ball forward. Did they use a hand there? The referee has to wait for the touch judge. Is he going to his pocket? Touch judge consulting the referee, told everybody to move apart. She needs to talk to the Nadi players. Would that be another yellow card? Yes, another yellow card. Very unfortunate on that occasion. Now they're playing with only 8 men. 8 women, I'm corrected on that occasion, as we have the Bass coming back right in that replay. Yes, it is. She actually copped a high tackle there from Salote Halofaki, as we have the extra woman right on the far end, Tamoe working harder, but found the defense hard as well, and cutting back right in, as we have the referee awaiting the yes, and actually being awarded once again on that occasion. That was a beautiful try there from Suva. They're working as a unit, as I said, and of course they've got some very good individual players. Melanie, I think that would be a 4th try today, and Melanie has actually gone in for her 3rd try, and they've kicking her the kicking duties as well, but unfortunate on that occasion, as we have 59 points to 40. As you can see there, quick offload from the supporting runner as Melanie goes in. The Nadi side a bit handicapped at this point in time, playing with 8 players only, while Suva in full throttle and full control of this game as a kick floats across. And picked up beautifully there by Ngalo. She leaves it behind. Ball quite loose and almost playing like a seven-side player there. And a quick tap it is as they've gone forward, and she actually kicked that ball and gave possession away once again. I really do not understand why the Nadi side they kept on kicking that ball as Suva continues to come back hard on them. There you have the Suva captain playing at locks. They've actually shifted the captain up, Tali the Wonder, to the propping position now. As I've said, she is the quiet, unsung hero of the Suva side, but she has done well, and she has controlled the game well with her unit. In it goes. Out it goes to the Nandi side. Cutting back right in, finds the gap but does not have the speed. Leaves the ball behind as we have